I'm Sue Sanders, and I'm co-chair of Schools Out and Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual and Transgender History Month, which is every February.
Can you tell me a bit more about both of those things?
Surely. Schools Out came up in '74. And we started that because at that point teachers' unions didn't support lesbian, gay, bisexual, and we didn't even use the word trans in those days. So we needed an organisation which basically initially was social, was supporting, and then very quickly we became political as one of our members got suspended and then sacked. And so masses of work. We very quickly became very political and supported teachers who were getting suspended or sacked or whatever. Put lots of pressure on the unions. Very successful. We've got the NUSWT here, we've got the NUT here, we've got UCU here, so all the unions now, the Trade Union Council, they're all supportive of LGBT workers, which is great. So that was a big success. Then of course Section 28 came along, great fun. So we then did masses of work to challenge all that and to do good work in schools and enable the whole visibility, the whole raison d'etre of Schools Out, LGBT History Month, the classroom is all about visibilising LGBT people in education and in the rest of the world, really. So we'd always seen the success of Black History Month, so I'd had this fantasy that an LGBT History Month would be a good idea. 2004, the government were talking about their single equality policy and the public duty. So I went to the Department of Education and said, give us a hand. I think we got maybe 10,000, something quite small. Set up the website. I said to them, if we get 10 events in the first February, I'll be pleased. We had over 100. For the very first year. This year we had over 1,000 events all around the country. So people grab it. I mean, it's really exciting. Schools, local authorities, unions, churches, pubs, big events like this, tiny, 5 people in the back room. And we've done various themes, but the last 2 years we've really focused on sport because of the whole run-up to the Olympics, because of the massive homophobia and invisibility of lesbians and gays in sport. So last year we were at the Twickenham Stadium and did a big pre-launch like this, and this year, bless their hearts, the Oval said yes, come here. So it's been quite a challenging process to get us here, I think. We've got the government on board, I think, more than we would have done. I think LGBT History Month has pushed things on a bit, and of course you guys have done, and it's wonderful that Justin's birthday happens to be in February. So it's great that we can pull that together. And then the last thing that Schools Out produced this summer, we launched a brand new website called The Classroom, which is a bespoke website which is specifically for teachers. They've got PowerPoints and lesson plans across subject areas, across the key stage, so they can pick it up: maths, geography, English, history, chemistry, all sorts of things to include LGBT people, plus a concept called visibilising, which can be used for disability, for race, for gender. All what we're saying is the website educates out prejudice. So it's this whole new concept, which is specifically, so we're educating out prejudice through the LGBT lens. So that's the 3 campaigns now.
Okay, fantastic. So you knew Justin?
I did. Justin and I met very weirdly. Michael Cashman, years and years and years ago, must have been the early 90s I think, did this television program which was LGBT people sitting around having dinner together. I mean, try and speak and know when you're going to eat. Anyway, Justin was one of the people around this dinner table, and we did this program about lesbian and gay, bisexual. Again, I doubt that we were talking trans. So lesbian and gay, bisexual, talking about the issues. Justin was there, and he came up to me after the event and said, is there anything I can do? And I said, oh Justin, you don't know what you're saying. Of course there's things you can do. I'd love you to do some work in schools. So my then co-chair, who was Paul Patrick, who has alas since died, was teaching in a school in Brockley. And we took him in there for the day, so he spent an entire day in the school. He went round all the classes and talked to the kids about being black, being gay and being Christian. Incredible. And then did a coaching thing in the evening, so parents and kids came down and did masses of coaching, and then he came back to my place afterwards and we had another dinner together. And he was such a sweetie. I mean, he was an amazing guy, and we sort of talked on the phone and chatted afterwards, and I mean, he was an amazing guy. So when we lost him, I was devastated, because he was such a passionate man about the issues, and amazingly I mean, he was so warm and so caring, and so clearly wanting to make a difference, you know, and so clearly came out because he was passionately wanting to make a change, and made himself very available to the community. I mean, there are other people who've come out since who didn't disappear. Oh, I'm out and I'm gay, and then you think, well, come and work with us, and they're just not there. Justin was always, you know, prepared and keen, and he was very special. So I was very devastated to lose him. Yeah.
Thank you for telling that.
Okay.
Final question.
Yes.
Tell us about why you wanted the Justin campaign to be involved with the event today.
Well, because of my connection with Justin, and because of the work the Justin campaign does. I mean, I think it's such a powerful campaign in enabling people to start thinking effectively about tackling homophobia in football. And it seems to me that football is such a crucial area. I mean, so many of our youngsters are football mad, and if we can actually get football to be thinking more inclusively around the issues and actually start working proactively and embracing it more effectively. And I think the Justin campaign has made inroads in a way that others haven't. And obviously having Justin there is important. And as I say, it's his birthday in February, so it couldn't be better. You know, so we can all work together and we can make February that very powerful month, which then extends. So I mean, last year we were having things happening in January, things were happening in February, then we had the big Sheffield match in March. So eventually it'll be the entire year. We'll take over all the months, you know. But having the Justin campaign on board, I think is fabulous. But of course we will next year. I mean, that we've done sport for this year, and next year we move on and we'll be into maths and science for 2013, and we'll then be doing music in 2014. But my hope is that we'll have set enough seeds and there'll be enough interest and there'll be stuff on the website which no doubt you guys will keep feeding in, which then will mean that people having started doing sport in February will remember that and keep it going, so it becomes much more inclusive about all the areas, and you guys will be there and we can work together and support it and make it happen. So hopefully we will make together a phenomenal difference.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.